Before we start the demonstration for the drills, I think it's important that you know how the AccraSpeed actually works and how you can adjust it. Basically, the AccraSpeed is going to measure centrifugal force. So the faster that you spin the AccraSpeed, whether it be on your arm or on your leg or whatever, it's going to measure the centrifugal force created by that circular motion. And the faster that you can spin something, the more centrifugal force that you've created. So with the AccraSpeed, if you'll look at the little picture here, you'll notice that we've got a vertical scale that's numbered 1 through 7. Those are our major adjustments. So somewhere between 1 and 7, you're going to find that you're going to reach what we would call your maximum centrifugal force, which is kind of what we're trying to measure here. Okay, now if you look at the little dial that's facing you, it's got letters A through H. And that little dial is our fine measurement. So I can turn that dial clockwise, which requires me to increase the speed of my rotation, or it's going to measure higher centrifugal forces. Okay, or I can turn it counterclockwise and decrease the requirement for a circular motion, or we're going to measure lower centrifugal forces. So anywhere between any one of these numbers, we can dial, for instance, a 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, 1F, etc., to get the real fine-tuning that we need for any particular skill level of athlete, or the different exercises or drills that we might be doing, for instance, overhand throwing or underhand pitching or swinging a bat. So an infinite number of adjustments here, and very, very easy to do. So again, AccraSpeed, great little tool. And now let's take a look at the drill that we've got on hand here.
Hi, I'm Rick Pauly with Pauly Girl Fast Pitch, and today we're going to show you a couple of little drills that you can do to measure and increase the speed that you can throw a fast pitch, softball. So we're going to do that with our beautiful little tool here called the AccraSpeed. Okay, so everybody wants to know, golly, how fast do I throw, or can I measure my arm speed to determine am I getting faster or not? So the little AccraSpeed here is a tool that measures centrifugal force. And if I spin my arm in a circle, that creates centrifugal force. And the faster I spin it, the more force that I'm going to create. And therefore, the louder I'm going to get a little audible chirp out of my AccraSpeed here. So if I just do it easy without a ball, you'll hear this make a little noise as I get right into my release area. It's like this. You can hear a nice chirp going right through here. Okay, and so I'm going to try to determine what is my maximum arm speed, which is probably going to be my top ball speed. So I'm going to throw one pitch with just a regular ball, and then we're going to try to measure it with my AccraSpeed until I can't get a chirp. And what that means is I've found where my maximum arm speed is, which is probably my maximum game speed for pitching. So real simply, just like this, and you can see that that made a nice loud chirp, and so I'll just dial this, and we'll see if I can still make it chirp, and we'll do one more. Still got a chirp, probably not quite as loud or as long, so it's starting to tell me that I'm trying to find my maximum arm speed here. So we'll try one more and see if we can get it here. And barely heard any chirp at all. So if I dial this back about 1 or 2 letters on our fine scale, I think I'll find out that I'll see just a real light chirp which says that's my high arm speed. Okay, I got a really, really faint little chirp there. So we're going to go back just one more little letter, and we'll see if we can get it to chirp just a little bit more. And that'll give us a real good feedback. So you can hear a real nice, quick little chirp right there. That's right about my maximum arm speed. throwing as fast as I can. Okay, so now I know what my max arm speed is, and I'm saying to myself, well, golly, I want to increase my arm speed so I can increase my ball speed. Well, let me give you two little things that you can work on and get great feedback from your AccraSpeed to do that. The two things we're going to talk about are going to be arm whip and brush interference. So arm whip is one of the real keys to generating a really fast whip arm speed right into your release zone. And whip is basically a bending and whipping action like this coming down into the release zone. So if you listen, I think I can probably make it chirp right from here with just this bent whip. And you could hear that, okay? So you might practice with a ball or without a ball and just go from right here and see, can I get it to chirp? And obviously I did. So we'll jack this up a little bit here on the dial, and we'll put it right here and say, okay, I got just a little chirp there, okay? And so we can find out how fast can I generate centrifugal force here with this whip action, and I can measure it on my AccraSpeed. And now I'm probably going to go up a little bit higher up here. I should be able to generate a little more force or make this audible chirp happen. And you could hear it. So I generated a little more from here, a little better whip, a little more arm speed going right into my release zone. So I'll dial this up again, pretty high now. And let's work on it from here, whipping action, and see if I can make this thing make an audible chirp. Just barely got it. So what I would do is I'd put a ball in my hand and I would work from right here on whip and try to keep increasing the adjustment so that means I'm creating more centrifugal force. That means I'm whipping my arm better, creating better arm speed into my release zone. We'll see if I can do it here. So I got it. I got a little chirp there. So then I dial this up again and see if I can hit my max on this thing. And again, it's all about whipping right here. Barely got a little chirp, so I'm getting right near the top there. So we'll adjust it up again, and here we go. One more time. Really working on the arm whip. Okay, so I found out right there I didn't get any audible feedback. I've got to get to that level if I want to increase my speed. So I've got to work and try to get some audible chirp at that setting on my AccraSpeed. So I'm going to try it one more time, see if I can possibly do it with just all-out effort and really focusing on my whip here. So I did. I got just a little chirp. So I managed to get a little better whip. So this feedback mechanism on arm whip is fabulous. Now, let me talk about the second little drill that we would use it for, and that is what we call brush interference, or sometimes it's called brush contact. Okay, so I'll dial this back a little bit. And what brush contact or brush interference is when you come down here with your good whip into release, this upper arm makes some contact right here with the side, transfers the energy into the forearm, and then the forearm makes a brushing contact with the thigh and transfers all the energy into the ball, equating to speed and spin and great location. So this brush contact, you want to train yourself to get good brush contact. Now, here's what's really interesting is if you don't get good brush contact, you'll actually achieve a higher setting on the AccraSpeed without brush contact. But the reason being is because you're coming down here and you're going right through the release zone with no deceleration and transferring of energy. So I didn't transfer hardly any energy into my fingers, okay? You could hear that nice long chirp. Now, if I get some brush contact, I might still be able to make an audible chirp, but it'll be shorter, much more abbreviated. So I'll come down and try that. So I got just a little chirp there because I got here, boom, decelerated this, contact, all went right into my fingers, transferred all that energy into the ball. None of it floated out here whatsoever. So I'm going to dial this down just a little. I'll make it so that I should be able to get a pretty good chirp, even getting good brush contact. So I'm going to try to get really good contact here and see if I can find out, am I getting better, okay? Here we go. So you can hear that, and I got great contact, okay? So we want to go up a little bit higher on that. I'll really turn it up quite a few letters on the scale with the fine adjustment. And really focusing on my whip, getting my contact. One more time. So you can tell that that chirp's getting a little bit lower, a little less, not quite as loud. Okay, so again, I'm focusing on getting really good contact here. So we'll go one more time with contact here. I got a nice quick little chirp right there. That means I got great contact. Now let me show you what happens if I don't get good contact. You're probably going to hear a louder, longer chirp on this one. Okay? And you did. Nice and long, which says I didn't get contact, I didn't transfer the energy. That ball speed on that pitch was not as fast as the one where I got brush contact. So, two little drills that you can perform and get feedback on using your AccraSpeed, okay? So, from Pauly Girl Fast Pitch, we really encourage you to put one of these little AccraSpeeds into your toolkit and use it. There's a ton of other drills that we're going to show you later on. So again, AccraSpeed.
Okay, so I've got up another little picture here of the AccraSpeed, just to give you an idea of where you can go to buy this little device. You can go to www.accraspeed.com or www.paulygirlfastpitch.com. Both of these websites have an online store, so you can purchase it there. And we don't want you to forget to go to YouTube to look at some of the training videos that will really show you how to use this tool and improve your game. So if you go to YouTube and type in AccraSpeed Trainer, then you'll get all the little drills that you could possibly need to elevate your game to the next level. And this is just, again, from Pauly Girl Fast Pitch, one of the finest little tools that we've ever really run into.